Hey, what's up everyone, welcome back to another Sims 4 video on my channel. So today's video is a tutorial and I'm gonna show you guys how to do slanted or angled windows, whatever you want to call them. But I'm gonna show you two basic ways of building these. One is leaning inward and the other one is leaning outward, so they are very similar and you basically build them the same way. So for building this, you don't need anything except base game because there are no mods required, no custom content, no packs. This is a base game tutorial. So as you can see here, I've selected base game because, as I said before, that's all you're gonna need here. And what you want to do first is go to the roof section here in build mode. Simply grab a half gabled roof, which is this one here, and place it where you want your window to be. So as you can see here, I've placed mine on a platform, but you can also use a foundation or simply place it on the ground. So what I like to do first before working on the actual window is to get rid of everything that we don't need. So we're gonna get rid of those eaves here and also make this as small as possible. Okay, once your roof looks like this, you want to go to the wall section here and simply grab the wall tool and build 3 walls just like this around your roof, kind of a U shape, but don't close this up here, because if you do that it will delete your roof because you can't place it inside closed rooms. But don't worry, we're gonna fill this gap here by simply extending the roof a bit and aligning it here with the rest of the walls. So in case you're wondering why you should build this structure here, this is basically just to cover up this portion of the roof here with the wall area, which you won't be able to see through. And as we're creating a window, this would be a problem. So this is basically just to cover up this portion of the roof. And now it's time to create the actual window, and you do that by simply clicking on the roof. And now we want to extend just one side over here, and you do that by pressing and holding shift while extending one of the overhangs here, and we drag it all the way over here. So this will be a window. So as you can see, you can't see through here, and to change that we go to the roof pattern section, which is right over here in the build menu. And when you have selected base game, you will find 6 different glass roofs here you can use to build your window. There are different patterns, as you can see. I like this one the most because I think it's very clean, but there are also others like this one, which tends to be kind of asymmetrical, as you can see here, so I don't use it that much as the other one. On this one here, which has some kind of honeycomb pattern to it, I think I've never used it before, but it's also interesting. Maybe there's a place for it. There's also a clear one just like this, which you can use for just clear windows, but I think it's a bit boring. But you maybe want to use it for smaller windows. And here's the more ornated one. I think I used this one for a farmhouse once. It looks very nice, but it's a bit much in my opinion. But I kind of like it, and one of the best ones is probably this one, which I also used for one of my micro apartments. I think this one has a lot of potential. It looks a bit more rustic, but for now we're just gonna pick this one here because I think it's the best for most builds. So as you can see, the window is basically finished, but we want to still cover this area here, and there are different ways to do so. You could, for example, simply place another room on top of it, just like this, if you have a house that has more than one story, which works just fine. Or you could use another roof. For example, this half gabled roof here would work as well. Or you could simply go to the platform section here and pick a platform, put the platform on top, which is probably my favorite approach because you can either place a room on top like this, or you can place the roof more in the back and create a little more structure or a balcony. And this one is probably the best solution in my opinion, depending on what you're trying to build, of course. So as you can see, this window here is leaning inward, and now I'm going to show you the second way you can build these windows, which is leaning outward. And this is very easy as well. You basically grab your roof again, get rid of all the eaves as we did before, make it as small as possible, and then we simply rotate the roof. Grab your walls here, build the walls around. Don't close it up here, extend it and align it. And then we're gonna press and hold shift and drag the roof all the way over here. And as you can see, when we grab this, we have a window that is leaning outward. So I'm just gonna quickly finish this window here as well, so you can see how it looks when it's completed. Gonna grab the platform here as well, put it on top, and that's it. Okay, now I'm gonna show you guys some variations to this and how you can use it in your builds. And what you can do, which looks very nice in my opinion, is you simply build another one of those slanted windows on top. Usually you want to use a roof that's leaning in the opposite direction. So as you can see, this one here is leaning outward, so the upper one should be leaning inward, or the other way around, whatever you want to do with your builds. But we basically do the same as before, simply build our walls around here, and then we're gonna extend the roof like this over and turn it into glass. And as you can see, this looks very nice. You can also do it the other way around. So this is how it looks the other way around, leaning inward basically, as you can see here. You could probably also have normal windows on the lower level or on the upper level, whatever you prefer. But I think this one here is probably the most interesting one. So until now, we've only worked with short walls, as you can see here, but this also works with all the other wall heights, but you have to make some adjustments here. And I think the short and the tall one are the better ones to work with. So now I'm gonna show you how you can turn this window here, which is currently on short wall height, to a medium one or a tall one if you want to. So this is only slightly different to what I've shown you guys before, but when you raise the wall to medium wall height, you will notice that this doesn't really work with the window here. If you raise it like this, there's always a small gap in between here which you can't get rid of, because even if you raise the eaves here, there's no notch in between, so we have to either have it on this level or here, and this doesn't work, as you can see. And there's a simple solution to that. You basically have to extend the roof to the back just like this, and then lower it down like this. So you basically have to play around with the roof, see if what fits here. But for medium and tall wall height, you always have to consider an extra tile here, because this doesn't work any other way. So when you extend the roof to the back here, you want to cover up this area of the roof here, and you do this the same way as before. We simply grab a wall tool here and build another column around, make this a bit deeper to the back, and you can simply do the same here with this one, and then it should look something like this. You can also get rid of the platform here if you prefer it this way, or maybe all the way back. And I think the medium one doesn't look too good because this is very steep here, so you guys probably want this to be a short or a tall window, which looks much better in my opinion. And I'm going to show you how you can turn this into a tall window. As you can see here, we're going to grab the tall wall and simply extend the window all the way up here. And as you can see, this looks a lot better in my opinion, because the window is not as steep as with the medium height wall. So just to give you guys a few examples and ideas, this is my base game mansion I built a while ago, And here I use the slanted windows on the second floor and normal windows on the lower floor, which I really like. If you want to download this, it's also on the gallery. So here's just a normal slanted window. As you can see here, I only used it on the upper floor just to give this room a little bit extra spice. Here we have a very tall window that stretches over 2 stories, and I built this by simply using 2 different glass roofs. As you can see here, this is the upper portion and this is the lower portion, and then I simply used additional roofs to cover these sections here of the roofs where you can see through, because it doesn't look very good, so I covered them up. And this allows you to create some very unique structures because you have additional angles here, as you can see. So this is the attic apartment I built a while ago, and as you can see here, I also used the slanted window to create the skylight here. So this is the actual window portion, and I simply used different roofs here to frame this. This is a bit of a more elaborate build, I would say, and if you want a tutorial on building attics or skylights, let me know in the comments below. So I hope you guys found this tutorial useful. If you have any further questions, let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and also let me know if you want to see more tutorials in the future. See you guys next time. Peace out.